Fans of HBO's Game of Thrones and the book series it's based on, A Song of Ice and Fire, have finally arrived at the same spoilery place. Season 5 has caught up to the events of Book 5, A Dance with Dragons. Finally, book and show fans all have the same burning questions. While we wait for answers together, we can all speculate wildly on these 9 unsolved mysteries. We last saw the youngest Stark parting ways with Bran, Hodor, and the Reeds. He is accompanied by the wildling Osha and his direwolf Shaggy Dog. That's the last we hear of Rickon until, in A Dance with Dragons, Stark loyalist Lord Wyman Manderly claims he has tracked the boy and his wolf and aims to use him to restore order in the north. In the books, the Night's King is a character in a fable told to the Stark children at Winterfell. In this tale, the 13th commander of the Night's Watch was seduced by a supernaturally cold lady beyond the wall. They then began sacrificing humans to the White Walkers until men overthrew them. Sound familiar? This resembles the leader of the White Walkers in the show, who receives a sacrificed newborn and leads an army of undead against Jon Snow at Hardhome. Are these the same character? The Red Priestess Melisandre recounts a prophecy about a legendary warrior who will one day return. The resurrected hero wields a burning sword, among other things. Melisandre has convinced Stannis Baratheon and his followers that he is the resurrected Azor Ahai, but fans are not so sure. It's hard to tell if Melisandre is even convinced of this. Could she be using Stannis as a tool? If so, who is Azor Ahai? Syrio Forel is the first Sword of Braavos, one of the world's greatest swordsmen and Arya's personal fencing coach. We last saw Syrio telling Arya to flee while he took on a room full of Lannister guards and Sir Meryn Trant with a wooden practice sword. We know Syrio fended off a handful of guardsmen before losing his wooden sword, but we aren't treated to a gruesome death scene, so his fate remains unknown. Ned Stark's brother, Benjen Stark, was first ranger of the Night's Watch. He helped Jon Snow join the Night's Watch and then disappeared while on a mission to find another lost brother far north of the Wall. With some of his best rangers missing, Lord Commander Mormont sets off with a large group of brothers, including Jon Snow, to get some answers. But when it comes to Benjen's fate, we still don't have those answers. When Theon Greyjoy visits his homeland, his father and Lord of the Iron Islands, Balon Greyjoy, doesn't give him a very warm welcome. While this seems to be a turning point in Theon's luck, Balon doesn't fare well after this encounter either. In the books, there's but a brief mention of his fate. He fell off a bridge. Not only does this seem like an anticlimactic end for a fierce warrior, but an unlikely one. Cersei's mad scientist Qyburn procures a silent, giant champion to defend Cersei at trial. In the books, it is said this newest member of the Kingsguard does not eat or drink and has taken a vow of silence. In the show, it is strongly implied that the late Sir Gregor Clegane, or the Mountain, is somehow tied to this mysterious masked Hulk. Is this the resurrected Mountain, or someone or something else? The Hound was last seen slowly dying as his captive, Arya Stark, abandoned him. Like Syrio Forel, we never actually saw the Hound die, which has led to much speculation. What we do know from the books is that the outlaw Rorge has the Hound's helmet, and a monk Bran encounters has the Hound's horse. He also knows a lot of details about the Hound, which has led some readers to question what exactly happened to Sandor Clegane. Jon Snow is said to be Ned's bastard son, but Ned is perhaps the most noble, loyal character in the series, and a philandering past seems unlikely. There are many hints that Jon is not Ned's son at all, but is actually the product of a scandalous Stark union Ned hoped to cover up. Whatever the case, the clues dropped by George R.R. Martin are as likely to mislead as they are to point to the truth. We plan to explore each of these mysteries in depth, but we need your help. We want to know what mystery you're most interested in, and we'd like to hear your craziest fan theories as well. You can vote for your favorite unsolved Game of Thrones mystery right now on IGN. We'll tackle the most popular theories first. For more on Game of Thrones, keep a close eye on IGN.